And today we'll start our session with the chapter 11, active and passive voice. So before we start, first of all, we'll learn what is an active voice. So you can say the voice in which sentence has a subject that act upon its verb. इट इज़ क्लियर विद द डेफिनेशन कि जो आपका जो एक्टिव वॉइस है इसमें जो सब्जेक्ट जो होता है उसको ज़्यादा वो जो है उसको ज़्यादा प्रधानता दी जाती है, मतलब इम्पोर्टेंस दिया जाता है. जैसे लुक एट द एग्जांपल वी हैव सचिन प्ले क्रिकेट. सचिन जो है क्रिकेट खेलता है, तो इसमें सचिन को जो है वर्ब जो प्ले है उस पर ज़्यादा वो कर रहा है, प्रेशराइज कर रहा है. ठीक है, दैट सचिन डू वॉट्स ही प्लेज cricket. Okay, so look at the second example we have. She is preparing a tea. So what she is doing? She is preparing a tea. So you can see there is a act upon its verb. Subject has a act upon its verb. That's why it is a active voice. Now we'll talk about passive voice. The passive voice in which subject of a sentence is affected by the action of the sentence. इट इज़ क्लियर विद द डेफिनेशन दैट पैसिव वॉइस एक ऐसा वॉइस होता है जिसमें जो है जो वर्ब जो आपका सब्जेक्ट है वो किससे इफेक्ट होता है? एक्शन वर्ड्स. इट मीन्स वर्ब. ओके, सो लुक एट द एग्जांपल वी हैव क्रिकेट इज़ प्लेड बाय सचिन. तो क्रिकेट जो है किसके द्वारा खेला जाता है? वो जो है सचिन के द्वारा खेला जाता है. टी इज़ बीइंग प्रिपेयर्ड बाय हर. टी किसके द्वारा बनाई जाती है? टी जो है उसके द्वारा बनाई जाती है. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट एक्टिव एंड पैसिव वॉइस. यू कैन सिंपली आइडेंटिफाई द पैसिव वॉइस विद द हेल्प ऑफ बाय. यू कैन सी हियर it's a by with the help of this you can easily identify that it's a passive voice. Now we'll move towards tenses. Okay, so look at the first tenses we'll start with simple present tense. Okay, so if you remember the rule, the basic rule was subject in an active voice. It was subject for first form of verb plus SNES plus object. So while changing the present simple present into passive voice, how the rule changes? The subject became object. So the here comes the object plus SMR plus third form of verb plus subject. So look at the example we have. They helped me. उन्होंने मेरी मदद की. That it is in what? It is in an active voice. Now we'll learn how to change it into the passive voice. Okay. So look at the example we have. I am helped by them. जो है उसने मेरी मदद की. So how we have changed? Simply we have changed I into me into I, and I along with I we use am. Okay, so simply we have used I am helped. The third form of help is what? It's helped by them. We have changed they into them. So this is the passive form of the given sentence. Now look at the second sentence we have. You sings songs. Okay, so here we have songs. It is in plural. That's why we have used look at the thing what we have done to change this active voice into passive voice. Songs, because it is in plural, that's why simply we have introduced are here. The songs are sung by you. Okay, then look at the how to change. Now we'll learn how to change the present simple present into the negative simple present tense negative sentences into passive form. Okay, so look at the example we have. She does not learn her lesson. So her lesson is not, because it is lesson. You can see here lesson is what? It is singular. That's why simply we have introduced is here. So her lesson is not learned. That's the third form of what? Learn by her. So simply what we have done, because lesson is in singular, so what we have done, we have simply used is here. Okay, if the object is plural, in that case you have to use what? Plural helping verb. Now as it is in singular, that's why simply we have used is here. Okay, now we'll move on further. Now we'll learn how to change interrogative sentence into the passive form. So look at the example we have. Do you love her? That is in what? Active voice. Now we'll learn how to change it. So her. Okay, so her we have simply changed into her into she. So along with she we are supposed to use is. Okay, so is she loved by you. So you will remain you, and what happened? Her. We have changed into what? She. Okay. So is she loved by you? Now we'll look at the second sentence we have. Does she teach you English? So is, it is a singular subject. Okay. Oh, sorry, object. So simply we have used is. Now you can see is English, teach, the third form of teach is teach, taught. Okay. So taught to you by her. Now we'll learn how to change WH sentences. The sentences, the question mark sentences which starts with the WH. Okay. So look at the example we have in active voice. When do you play football? So that this is the example we have. When do you play football? So to change it into passive voice, what we have done, we have simply when will remain same. Okay. So as football is what? It is a singular. So when is football played by you? You will remain same. Okay. So while changing it, there is no need to change you into the passive form. Now look at the second example we have for who looks after the guest. So what we have done, whenever there is a WH, the question, whenever there is a sentence starts with who or whom, by whom is introduced. Okay. So look at the example we have changed it to by whom guest looked after. Okay. So now look at the second. There is a mistake here. Okay. By whom guest, by whom our guests looked after. Okay. So there should be are. Okay. Now look at the next example we have. Why? Whom do you abuse? So what we have done, we have simply used who. Who is abused by you. Okay. So this is all about present tense. Hope you have understood. But before that, let's continue with the present perfect tense. So hope you understand the last one. Now we'll move on to present perfect tense. Okay. So in the present perfect tense, what rule we used to follow? Subject plus has have plus third form of verb plus object. Okay. Now in passive form, while changing the present tense into present perfect tense into passive voice, what rule you have to follow? The subject become object and the object becomes subject. So the object will take the position of subject. So it will start with the object plus has have plus been. For make this sure, been is introduced. Yeah. Been is introduced in a present perfect tense. Okay. So make the don't forget to put whenever there is a perfect tense, don't forget to put been there. Okay. So object plus has have plus been plus third form of verb plus subject. Okay. Now look at the example we have. She has prepared the breakfast. So the breakfast it is a singular. So that's why simply we have used has with it. Okay. So the breakfast has been prepared by her. We have simply changed she into her. Okay. Now look at the next example we have. They have composed many songs. So because songs it is in plural, so what we have done, we have simply used many songs have been composed by them. Okay. So we have changed they into them. Now we'll move on to the negative sentence. She has not done her homework. Okay. So her homework has not been done by her. We have changed it. This is the rule which is used to change negative sentence into perfect tense into passive voice. Okay. Now look at the next. We have interrogative sentence. For interrogative sentence in present perfect tense, how you'll change it. Let's see. Has the hunter killed the tiger? So it is the tiger we are talking about singular one. So simply what we have done, has the tiger been killed by the hunter? So this is all about present perfect tense. And now we'll move on to the present continuous. So whenever there is a continuous, no matter whether it's in future, past or present, being is in the same way what we used to do for the perfect tense, being is introduced, and for continuous tense, being is introduced. Okay. So look at the example. Let's start with the example. Yeah. So what we used, what was the basic rule we used to follow? It was subject plus is MR plus first form of verb plus ing plus object. Okay. Now what we have to do while changing it into the passive form, what you have to do, the subject the same, as the same usual, the subject become object and object becomes subject, takes the place of subject. Okay, so look at the rules which you need to follow while changing into the active voice into passive voice. Object plus is mr plus being plus third form of verb plus subject. So look at this example we have, she's driving a car. So a car is being driven by her. What we have done, we have simply, a car is in singular, that's why what we have done, sorry. So simply what we have done, we have introduced is here. So a car is, being is introduced here. What rule? As per the rule, being is introduced as sorry. A car is being driven by her. Simply we have changed she into her. Okay. So look at the second example. They are playing hockey. So hockey is a game. So hockey is being played by them. Simply change they into them. Okay. And now what we are supposed to do to change negative sentence. Negative sentence is what? He is cheating you. Okay, so you are not being cheated by him. Okay, we have simply what we have done, we have changed it into that. Now you are not being cheated by him. Now look at the second example we have. We have what? You can see you are not learning your lesson. So your lesson is not being learned by you. Okay, so now what we will do, yeah, we'll move on to the interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentences, what we have, it starts with the wh or is mr. Okay, so look at the example we have, are you watching TV? So it's the singular, is TV being watched by you? So what we are doing is we are simply following the rule, is mr plus object plus being plus third form of verb plus subject. Okay, so for changing into the active voice into negative active voice into passive voice, this rule we have to follow. Okay, now what we have to, who is knocking at the door? So by whom, because there is who, so what we have done, by whom door is being knocked. So hope you have understood the topic. Thank you.